today's watch to get me out of watch jail. This is day 4. This is the Tissot Seastar 1000, model number T1204171705103. That's a mouthful, but that is the model that includes this fabric and rubber strap, which, by the way, is one of the most comfortable rubber straps I have until I got the North Edge Triton, which is just a friggin' cloud on your wrist. But it's got the blue and black bezel, the black dial, and that blue and black is color matched to the strap, as any good watch should be. And this is a chronograph, which I need someone to explain to me in the comments what a diver needs a chronograph for. I don't know that anyone needs a chronograph, right? It was a motor thing. It was maybe a flying pilot's thing. You've got your flybacks and look, chronographs are cool. But if you're going to have to do screw down pushers, which this has, what are you using the chronograph for? It's not something you're going to do in the water. So I don't know. I don't get it. It does have a date complication, not a date complication. As I've mentioned before, not my favorite. But wearing this today, learning the history, I'll go over the specs real quick. The movement is a quartz Swiss movement. It's the ETA 610212. It's a 30 bar, hence the name. So 30 bar, 300 meters, which is 990 feet. So we'll just round up to 1,000, hence the Seamaster 1000. This is an ISO certified watch, ISO 6425. I always want to add a 9 in there, ISO 642. So this is a legit diving watch, and I bought it in Jamaica while I wasn't diving. I did not take it with me to my one true dive. I went shelf diving in Turks and Caicos, and I didn't know, hey, bring the dive watch, knucklehead. But what I do use this for, believe it or not, I'm, as my name might imply, midlife crisis. I'm 46. And I do use this to time my, I float in the pool to decompress my spine for my back. And so I will set the bezel to the minute hand at either 0 or 5, so that it'll show me when it'll clear these colors at either 20 or 15 minutes, depending on how long I want to float for. So I use it for one of the things obviously it's designed to be used for, which is measuring time starting at the minute hand once you move the bezel. It is unidirectional, and it does sound good, and it feels good. Oh, I love it. But it was cool learning the history of this. And this is the whole point, is to better appreciate the watches in my drawer and the watches I look at every day and maybe don't choose to put on. And maybe I'll put them on more before I get into the drug of my next watch. And this was a good example of that. I didn't know anything about the camping watch from the 30s that Tissot made, or the Aquanaut. I didn't know that this was released. The Seastar was released to match a Jacques Cousteau film. He was wearing a Rolex, but they released it the same year. And then a few years later, in the early 60s, this watch famously was part of a Himalayan. So we went from the deep of the ocean to the skies, a Himalayan, summit. So the dust protection of this watch, this just has really good diver and protected heritage, I guess I would say. So it was just cool kind of learning about that. I had no idea this Seamaster name, starting with the T12, and then this would be considered a T120. It was cool to kind of see the progression there of those watches. Boy, was the T12 an ugly watch. If that's your thing, God bless. I think that thing was horrific. But you see some of these were cushion watches, cushion shape cases. So actually, there's some really cool retro ones. There's one that looks just like my Raketa that I think might be cool someday to pick up. But the whole point is that I don't need more watches, but I like that style. And yeah, I mean, look how beautiful this is. Let's see, what other notes did I have? I guess as a review, it's busy. And so if you like that with the chrono and everything, I think it's a cool look. I really do like that on my Citizen Weekender. It's, you know, in that cream color. It's heavy, as I think I mentioned already. I don't know, I recorded this for TikTok as well, so forgive me if I'm repeating myself. I wear my watches below the wrist bone. And while that may be irksome to some people who, you know, just find other people's business their problem, I will say that this watch wears much better above the bone. And then below the bone, it's heavy and it's big. It's 45 and a half diameter, and it's, you know, 12 something, we'll round up to 13 millimeters thick. The 13 thick feels like and looks like nothing. It is so nice on the wrist. And I have a 7-inch wrist, so it sits almost perfectly in terms of the size and the appearance on my wrist. So that's a good size for me. I like that 46 or 45 and a half. Obviously, it has a screw down crown, but the crown and the pusher combo pushing on my wrist because of the way I wear my watches, even a dive watch or a watch with a strap versus a bracelet, it just doesn't, it's not comfortable. And so I'm going to try wearing this above the bone, you know, properly strapped in, as it were, because, man, I have just loved wearing this today. I had fun hopping in the pool, and just, you know, it's incredibly, the visibility is amazing on this. The lume is fantastic on this. You can easily read it, which I did because I was doing a float and I was like, oh, let me set it for 20 minutes. Yeah, I mean, it's just a beautiful, beautiful watch. So I could see myself gravitating towards a bezel in the future with that blue and black. I assume that's Batman, right? Batman coloration, colorway. The black dial's a little dark for me, I guess. I don't know that I like the blackness of this dial with it continuing into the bezel and continuing into the strap. It's a little dark for my tastes. But, yeah, okay, I'm rambling. So I enjoyed spending the day with this watch. I'm certainly going to keep it for now. I was really genuinely thinking I would do this video and rehome this watch, but after sending off my Pro Mastery today, literally boxing it up the same day I was wearing this one, I was thinking, man, maybe if I just replace this strap so I don't have to look at the frayed parts, this would get some more wrist time. So this one's going to stay. And I have a much better appreciation for Tissot today. I tried to find a little like history videos while I was in the pool. And the longest one I could find was like a 4-year-old video from Teddy Balzar. And so I watched that. And that was pretty cool because it talked about some of the models and stuff. Certainly recommend watching that if you want to learn more about Tissot. He's very well versed in that brand. And then I thought I would check some other stuff out. But the Seastar history is really worth checking out. If you have one, get to know your watch a bit more. I will say this exercise in total has been incredibly fun for me. I'm learning a bit about how to post on YouTube, a bit about how to post on TikTok. But more importantly, it's doing exactly what it was supposed to, which is I love looking at my drawer a little bit more. And I'm looking at the ones, it's only been 4 days, it's only been 4 watches, but I'm looking at those watches and feeling differently about them. So far it's working. All right, that's the winner for today. Tissot Seastar Blue and Black 1000. Take it easy.